Over the last few weeks, the United States, Israel, and allied Gulf countries have spent an estimated $26 billion just to shoot down incoming drones and missiles. Retaliatory strikes have now landed just miles from Dimona, the highly guarded facility at the center of Israel's nuclear program. We are watching a military paradox. Two nations with absolute kinetic and nuclear superiority are bogged down, bleeding billions of dollars. The United States originally anchored itself in the Middle East during the 20th century for one specific reason: the industrial hunt for oil. To secure that petroleum, Western powers backed absolute monarchs, like the Shah of Iran, to guarantee a stable, uninterrupted flow of exports. That artificial stability collapsed in 1979. Millions of civilians overthrew the monarchy, replacing it with a fiercely ideological Islamic republic that viewed foreign intervention as a direct threat. Almost immediately, Iran was plunged into an 8-year war with Iraq, a conflict where outside superpowers actively funded the opposition to crush the new Iranian state. Iran survived, but their leadership walked away with a realization: if the United States ever invaded directly, Iran would lose a conventional ground war. So they replaced the traditional military playbook. Instead of building a massive, centralized army, they designed a diffuse web of proxy forces across the Middle East. By exporting operations to groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, Iran removed the central target. There is no single headquarters for an American bomber to strike. This chart breaks down the financial math of fighting that proxy web. The United States is firing Tomahawk missiles, which cost $3.6 million each, to intercept incoming proxy drones that cost a tiny fraction of that amount to build. And Iran doesn't have to strike U.S. military bases to apply pressure. They can simply threaten international shipping routes, like the Strait of Hormuz, cutting off the global economic nervous system. The neighboring Gulf states face an even sharper vulnerability. If Iran targets their coastal desalination plants, 95% of their fresh drinking water disappears instantly. Iran isn't attempting to conquer foreign capitals. Instead, they apply sustained economic and political pressure, waiting for the superpowers to exhaust their treasuries and simply leave. With the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed, 20% of the world's oil consumption is now trapped. Shipping insurance is skyrocketing, trade is stalling, and the traditional security guarantees provided by the US are fracturing. Take India as an example. Historically, they have maintained strategic autonomy, refusing to take sides in global conflicts. Now, a sovereign nation of over 1 billion people is accepting 30-day permission slips from the United States just to continue buying oil from its historical partners. The frustration of fighting a decentralized enemy is pushing both the US and Israel toward extreme targets. The sprawling nuclear complex at Natanz is now at risk. Israel is being pushed closer to deploying its nuclear Samson option for survival, while US leadership issues raw ultimatums, threatening to bomb civilian power grids into darkness. Traditional military doctrine has hit a wall. In a conflict of ideology and geography, overwhelming firepower cannot force a conclusion against an enemy that is willing to wait.